Howdy there, partner. This is Kusan here, and we are playing Transport Fever 2. We have recently built a train line from Boston to New York City. We have set up interesting oil shipping lines and food shipping lines. If I just slowly pan this camera around, I'll show you the food shipping line. It should start bringing food on a more regular basis. We are in the negative right now because we have bought a train that we technically are losing money on, but that's only up until the point where it gets full of people, which could be very soon. If I look at the train line itself though, the frequency of the train is 6 minutes. I think that's good. I'm pretty sure 6 minutes is enough for customers to be happy with the train service. I've done worse, I can tell you that. Now we're making $1.5 million on our shipping of oil. We're not making much money on the food line, but I think that's going to change this episode. Same with the train line, but in terms of overall, we are making money. Now, it looks to me like maybe New York is in need of a few more carriages. Same with Boston. Especially maybe line 4, it has 12 out of 16 passengers, which means that they're filling up those carts pretty full, most of the way at least. See, there is 15 people waiting here in the southern part of Manhattan or whatever. I'm down to minus 700,000. May I speed this game up a bit just to have the cash printing service on? There we go, 42,000 off this train, covering a bit of the costs. I'm not going to put a second train on, but what I might do is extend this train line down to Santa Ana, and by doing that, we increase the overall passengers. The other option is to find another large city, because I feel like maybe Boston to New York to Pittsburgh would make a bit more sense. Given that those are technically all East Coast cities. And that would also mean that we would finally start working on these inner cities, which are kind of my main concern in this game. I think New York is not really my concern. New York is just a symbol of liberty, and of large population. 1 second. So as I was saying, if we connect this New York City to Pittsburgh, we'll have we could possibly have one of the stops already set up for the loop line, and all we'd have to do from there is start, looping some trains up, building some track for that loop line. And looks like, oh, for a second there we were back into the positive cash flow, but we are back down to the negative. In fact, I still have $5 million out in loan. So, we can actually take another $5 million and continue taking out loans. Also, I've been considering maybe renaming Santa Ana to something more East Coasty. Maybe Charlotte could just move its cute little behind over on this side, and that way we have like a Boston, New York City, Charlotte line, and then maybe even then we could connect it down to Atlanta. And maybe this one can then be called, I don't know, Philadelphia or something. I don't even know. Doesn't matter, we can name cities all we... But maybe we should start with this other project I wanted to do, which was get some construction materials. Now that we have some money, we can actually get some construction materials to New York City. Now, how evil would it be of me to build a straight road from one place to another? Probably pretty evil. The other thing I could do is possibly just do it by train. The reason I would do that is because I need a train line going this direction anyway. And the other project I think that we could probably just do right now without any type of thinking is just deliver this oil that's been already accumulating in Vancouver, in Seattle, and send it down to Seattle. It's not really something that's going to give us money, it's going to give us city growth. City growth is a sweet thing. I think that the overall purpose of this game is twofold. One is to make it to the year 2000 without being bankrupt. In fact, making it with quite a big sum of money would be a nice thing. And the second goal of this campaign would be to grow the cities to quite large sizes. Now, I guess we would have to maybe prioritize which cities we want to grow. And I've already done so. I've prioritized these loop cities, because if I could maybe get these cities so big that they touch each other, maybe Washington can get so big that it touches the edge of other loop cities, then we'd have ourselves quite a fun scenario, wouldn't we? And now I haven't been naming my lines so diligently as I maybe should. I do know that this is an oil line, so we'll just give it that black color right away. We can even name it right away now that we're talking about it. This is a truck line delivery. New York to Seattle oil fuel delivery. There we go. Got a few buses on that. A few trucks on that line. Some of these dirty American horse wagons shall do the trick. I think 3 is a good number. I'm not, because there's quite a long distance to cover. Will they be so kind as to offer me some they are. They would like the oil to be shipped, so Seattle's going to start growing. At least the industry is. Now, one thing I don't like about Seattle is these wavy roads, like this one. Actually, like all of them. It would be nice if it was a square city, but you can't have it all, can you? So there we go, that is Seattle dealt with. I think we need to go add some buses to Boston, and I'm not going to beat around the bush, I'm just going to give Boston its own bus depot. And that could work, because every time we send a bus, it takes about a few months for it to get there. Maybe a month, I haven't actually counted. Put a bus station, if we put a road depot here, we're kind of preventing the city from going in this direction, which could be good, because we would like to maybe expand the train service later. So there's a pile up of people here for line 2. Let's put like maybe 3 vehicles on line 2, although I have a disease where I usually put too many vehicles on a line. That's why I've been trying to rein myself in. Where does line 2 go? Line 2 just goes up this way, so 75% of that route is probably going to be a loss, and then the rest of that last segment is going to be profitable. In any case, if we get those passengers to the train station at a loss overall on the bus line, we might though make the money back through successful train profits. Alright, let's name that line in Boston. We'll call them something. So line 1 would be, which one would that be? That would be the... I understand that it's here. I would like to just specifically... Okay, it's the one that goes counterclockwise. Line 1. Bus, Boston, counterclockwise. Bus, Boston, clockwise. Now let's go to New York. Take a look at this one. This is the counterclockwise, bus, NYC, counterclockwise. Those are all capital letters. Interesting. Bus, New York City, clockwise. There we go. I'm telling you, all this clockwise stuff is getting me confused already. This one will be called the train Boston or New York? What do we want to call it? Boston to New York or New York to Boston? I think I'm going to call it New York to Boston. Train, New York to Boston. Nothing tells me it's a passenger train, but except for the fact that I named two different cities. But basically, that's two destinations. Yeah, I think I'm going to start bringing in those construction supplies now to New York because New York is really growing. I mean, they are filling out this block here. Maybe they'll even reach this block if I bring them some construction materials. But I definitely don't want to be doing it by bus, by truck. I think I want to bring it in by train. That would mean we probably need another train stop in New York. And if we put another train stop right next to this harbor, that would be nice because we can start shipping things that can then transfer to a train. That is actually quite ideal. We have $1,100,044,000. That means that we maybe can afford building this line altogether. Now, if I put you here, turn you around just a little bit like that. I just put it there not knowing if it'll work, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna work. We just need to put a little road here on this side. That's perfect. Ah, and there we go. I hear a ship. That means we brought some food to New York City. We brought 24 food, and it's actually telling me that the food is being lost. So we probably need to double the amount of vehicles on that food delivery line. Also, my question is, does this cover the entire industrial section? Because this same truck is gonna have to deliver construction supplies. Well, I guess I'll worry about that just a little bit later. I'm more concerned about building this train line. Now, this train line is going to need several stops. It's going to need one at this construction place. You know, I didn't really think this through. We're going to need one train to bring the rocks, and then another train to bring the construction materials. That kind of makes it a headache. Can we afford a headache? We probably can afford a little bit of a headache. Now that is quite tight of a fit. That is quite tight of a fit. I'm gonna just do it anyway. We might have a little bit of a headache here with this little segment of road. We do have certainly one bit of a headache. Let's rebuild the entire road. Actually, let's configure this station in a proper sense. We need a cargo building on this here side. There we go. I don't know, was that the smallest possible cargo building? It's fine. I don't really mind the way it is. What is this tip telling me? It's a good practice to save the game regularly. Yes, sir. That is noted. What a good tip. I'll save later then. That is one ridiculous piece of road. It is definitely a bit ridiculous. I don't really mind it being that ridiculous. I will come back to it probably and make it less ridiculous someday. We have $2 million. I think what's happening is we are getting some food shipments here to New York City. So for the moment, we should really probably increase these delivery trucks of food, because we're going to lose a lot of food if we keep delivering food like this. Also, this might be a good time. I know I'm not supposed to really be spending all my money here, but it could be a good time to send a few more ships on this end of the line while all the rest of the ships are on that end of the line. What are these ships doing? They really trying to go for it over here on the shallow part, aren't they? Show me your line. You just brave that right there. That's pretty good. I'm impressed. What about using that canal that I was building? Not so much, eh? Not brave enough to go right on the land, are you? Okay. Back to this train line, which it's looking nice far away. Look at that. That is progress right there. That is also very brave of me to be trying to deliver construction materials using a train so early on. Another thing I'm thinking about is, look at this, Santa Ana does want construction materials. I do not like this curvy road bit, not one bit. This whole road is like going whack. Absolutely whack. That's what it's doing. What is this warning? It's the fact that I broke the road. That's what it's warning me about. That's fine. I decreed that myself. Now if I have a train line right about here, we are gonna get the city some emissions. We're gonna emit unto the city. But I'm willing to do that just a little bit, within reason. I think we should build a double platform right off the bat. In fact, it's probably best to build it all the way out here. Look, we already reached the entire construction area, which is 4 buildings. If we extend this road just a inch, just a little bit, just a few meters in this direction, maybe some this far, who knows? We'll have to double check. There we go. So this house is now within reach of this cargo station, which means probably that the emissions are gonna be a good distance away. Now, to me that looks a bit crooked. It does look just a little bit crooked to me. Are we gonna live with that? Are we gonna put up with that? We're gonna have to see. I am not going to put up with that. You might think you're a crazy man. That was fine. I think it wasn't. I think something like that would be fine. Maybe not even. Let's try this. Attempt number 2. Looks a bit better, because we're gonna have to go for a tight curve on that side. And this road here is kind of my measuring stick for that. We were still hitting that measuring stick a bit, but enough to just, as you can see, if we go straight here, we can get ourselves a nice curve. When I say a nice curve, I actually do mean a nice curve. The only thing is, that was the wrong piece of track, wasn't it? Now we're double tracking. Now we're just making this some serious investment over here. Well, the thing is that this turns stone into construction materials. We only need 1 train then to go from New York to this construction area. And this is probably the point at which we will double track it. Probably. That is a lengthy junction. We might need like a little bit less length on there. Although, there we go. That should do the trick. So we have our train line going up this direction. How much stone do we need? How much stone do we need? Well, one thing is, Atlanta looks like it's also asking for construction materials, so I think we need to curve away into the left side for the moment. Let's destroy this bit of road, because that's where my train line is going to be rolling through. We'll be steaming it up on y'all here. Which one is this straight? Is this perpendicular? Is this parallel? I don't know what words these are, but I do ask. I do ask what you are. Alright, we'll have a train stop over here. I think for now, this actually might just be enough. Can we not make it nice and... Can we not just, like, plan things better? Nah, let's put it here. We'll plan things worse. In fact, I'm gonna do something, you're gonna be like, what? Why do you keep putting these stations at the end of the line? I don't know myself why I'm doing this. What is this? It doesn't even call it. It's why does this one have a main building and then this one says not main building? Okay, we'll put a main building. Does the other train station need a main building then? I'm talking this one. Does this need a main building or are we good? I don't know. I would rather have a main building. And now we're back here fixing that place that I wasn't even too happy about in the first place. So we'll put the main building, it has to be here. Maybe here. Now that's not symmetrical, but at least our train line looks pretty direct, so we are forgiven in some respects. There we go, and now you don't even know that this all just looks like one facility to you, doesn't it? The fact that it doesn't have a road connection doesn't seem to bother anybody. I'll be connected up to this city back so that they don't complain all the time. Now Santa Ana, you've started off on a pretty good grid pattern, and I see you're deviating. You are deviating. Like for instance, this road to me looks crooked, although it is parallel with the train line. Parallel-ish, probably just enough of a. It's just enough crooked that it's noticeable, isn't it? It is definitely noticeable. It is 1 degree noticeable. 200,000. Ouch. That was probably one of the only factories for construction materials in that city, which we now have gone and destroyed, which will make business for us a bit difficult. Is that... Now that's 1 degree in the wrong direction the other way. Okay, the trick is, build it long. Go long. As they say, in I guess football. Or hockey, I'm not sure. Okay, we should have built that a few seconds earlier because now we ended up demolishing someone's new house. Something like that. That could possibly be good. At least they'll be good for the moment, and then later on it might not be good at all. Now this I'm not going to accept. I'm not going to stand for that kind of crooked rotary. Who knew we'd be working on Santa Ana this episode? But a straight road is always a good thing. A grid pattern is necessary for an American city. Look at that! Pause, pause, pause. You have clearly been following my interest here. This city has gone and built an intersection, which means it has done the demolition for me. It's just up to me to straighten out whatever the city planners were thinking. Now that, to me, does pass as straight, although I think it's maybe half a degree going in the wrong direction. 1 building will be removed. I'm not going to stand for that either. Okay, how long does this road have to be in order to... see, oh, there is a little, ooh, right there between the 2 buildings, please. Just get it between the 2 buildings, and there we go, 56,000. Very long road, but very straight, which is good. And we have this coastal boulevard. I guess that's going to be a curvy road. So I don't know. These are some serious intersections. Well, you know, it does look crooked. You know why? Because this main road here is crooked. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. At this point, we might as well just rebuild the city. First from ground up. I think we should rebuild the city. That's pretty much the entire city on that crooked road. You know what? We're gonna let it slide. We're gonna say that we did our best. Okay, we clearly did not do our best. See, demolishing this one chunk of road would be pretty much my whole entire life savings. Whatever we had here before was actually better what we had here before. Now we're stuck with something worse. I don't know how that's even possible. Oh, there we go. You're giving me a straight option. That straight option will have to do for now. You're now also... I'm gonna have to terraform probably, because you're pushing up all this dirt on the side of the road. Uncalled for, in my opinion. I'll press play. I guess we'll press play and just live with some crooked cities up here. Now, here we go. Here's an example. I would have totally forgot to connect this piece of factory, this quarry. There we go. That's connected. You two have decided to build like slopes all around you. Alright. And now we have this road here. Nobody's asking me to connect anything up, so I guess this road will have to be just a loose road. I see wood, and I see wood becoming planks, and I see planks becoming tools. This is an interesting area. I think we might just stick around the East Coast and do sort of, because we're playing American Island here. America Island. Let's say it right. Let's say it together. America Island. There we go. Say it with that southern flair. I do declare this train line complete. Actually not at all. Not at all. We have not even placed a second track here. So I do undeclare it complete. Look at that. We've already screwed up. We have literally screwed up that part because we connected the wrong side to the wrong side. Is that okay? I'm just gonna have to... That's not okay at all. I'm gonna do this the difficult way. We're gonna demolish everything we see on this side. Put some railroad in here. We're fixing our mistake. You'll never know it was a mistake. Once we fix it, it'll be like as good as new. We have this one here. We're gonna have to build it on the inside. Now we have some ridiculous looking train yard with the wrong thing. Alright, that's gonna have to stay there because I'm not gonna spend any more money on that. Construction is possible, just get it. Okay, so we need a turnaround point here. Yeah, that works. Signals, one there, and one on this side. I don't know if we need signals. I'm probably gonna just have one train do all the work here. Let's do one-way signals here since it is a double track segment. And actually, you know what? I think we might need a turnaround point here in Santa Ana. Now, I was gonna maybe rename Santa Ana, but oh, look at that! They're trying to build roads now. Oh, I'm not sure what they're doing. Is this crooked or is it not crooked? It's an illusion at this point, and we will never really know. That's a pretty weird glitch it's giving me. I just want to connect this up here with no problems. Put the signals in with no problems. Do we have... What's happening? We're auto-saving. That's what's happening. We will make these one-way road signals. One-way rail signals, rather. And actually, I'm a bit curious as to how my train line is doing. If you look at this, we actually made profit. $62,000 profit on the Tea Party Express between New York and Boston. It currently has 38 people on it out of possible 56. We have people lining up here already. The train just left and there's already 7 folk. There's people wanting to go in both directions. I think that may be bus line counterclockwise. That is, you see, now I don't know which one is which. Oh, it's easy. Okay, you just go on the line tablet panel, and you look at counterclockwise and clockwise. Maybe we'll send one of these buses on the other line. Although, there we go. This bus is empty. You can go to the counterclockwise line. There we go. See it, even it up a bit. Any other empty vehicles? No. Ah, this one's empty. So you can go on the counterclockwise line yourself. There we go. I might end up having, not enough people on this side now, but in that case, we're gonna have to buy more buses. How's it going in New York City? We have 18 people waiting for the counterclockwise line as well. And at the main station, we have pretty evenly distributed waiting passengers. To me, that smells like we need more vehicles in New York. Would 2 for each line be good? I'm not sure. We'll have to just go with it, I guess, and see if that's good. But look at that. The train is coming into New York. We have 31 people waiting to get on the train. It's quite exciting. We have $2 million, which means we probably have enough money now to buy those stone moving trains, and those construction material trains. 123,000, which, there we go. So now we are a profitable train business with only one train, which is actually normally quite hard to do. But because these are both the largest cities, I like how the city is growing. It is growing pretty large. Boston, you are trying to build on the shore, and I will not let you. I'm gonna have to keep demolishing that piece of road. Alright, let's build our lines here. Actually, before we do that, everything good here? Everything good? It looks like everything is good on the food shipping line. Do we want to be greedy and add another ship to the oil line? That would be greedy. We would be printing too much money, and in a way, I would like to just have enough money to get by, not really overly make money. Because when I get to $400 million before 1900, I sort of feel a bit silly. Don't know what to do with it. And then you won't stop me from demolishing an entire town with absolutely no respect for the native citizens. Okay, I'm talking a lot. I'm not doing much. I need to connect this depot with the other train line in a very ugly way. Is it really that ugly? No, it's fine. Pretty sure it's fine. I think I'm going to build a new train depot for cargo purposes. We would call it the cargo depot. Cargo train depot. Of course, this segment of track is not double tracked, which would mean that we'd have to do something pretty interesting here to make it work. How about we put it here? That's pretty aligned. Look at that. This is going to be called, this is my personal property over here, this block. Now, this is probably silly of me, but I'm going to put the other platform on this side. And we're going to just, now we're already adjusting the station before we've even used it. So how could we make this work? It would be certainly fun to have the same idea on this side, but we'll do that later. We will do that a bit later. How ridiculous would it be to have 2 parallel tracks, but at a distance from each other? That would be pretty ridiculous. But I think I'm going to go for it. Why am I gonna go for it? Because I'm into these types of experiments, I think. There we go. This line is gonna really serve nothing. No purpose. For the moment. And we're gonna need to do something ridiculous like this over here. Double slit not this switch. Yes. And how are the signals gonna work here? I'm shooting myself in the foot. I don't know how these signals are gonna work. But I don't imagine the trains are gonna be too long. So this signal here, there is no signal there. I don't even need a signal, I'm pretty sure. Maybe just one signal this way. And maybe another signal, 2 signals this way. I'm not really sure. Maybe another signal here. Is that possible? It's probable. I don't know if it's possible. Alright, we'll do that. We will do that. And later on I'm going to remove this bump here in the middle. This is quite nice. It almost looks like it's snowing. And that brings me to another thing I'd like other than nighttime mode is a snowy mode with a snowy map. That would be exciting. Alright. So what did we go with? We went with the Russian. I think it's time we went with an American locomotive, the General. It has good power, far beyond the other ones. So the General, you know what? Why are we buying a train? We didn't even set up a line. I don't know which line, because I think we need 2 or 3 lines here. Okay, wait. The stone goes to the factory. That's 1 line. And that should be probably gray. Or white, I'm not sure. White for the color of rock. Gray for the color of rock. There we go. And then we need another line that's going to go from the rock, from the construction plant to New York, back to the construction plant, and back to, and maybe Santa Ana? What does that look like over here? That looks complicated. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to probably have 2 trains do deliveries. Because right now I'm more concerned about New York. And also, this distance here from the quarry to Santa Ana is a longer distance. And then so we're probably going to have 2 trains bringing in raw materials and then maybe 2 trains delivering final product. Alright, that color to me is sort of red because bricks are red. But how red? Maybe dark red. Well, these are all horrendous colors, but you know, that doesn't really matter to me right now. Colors are something that can be changed, but profit is something that we need now. So, let's buy our General. We're going to buy a General for the gondola train there, which brings rocks. And I don't really know how to choose between the best gondola. I guess we look for something that is, I personally just look for something that makes the train long enough. That's 118. I think our platform is 140 if I'm not mistaken. No, it's 120. It's definitely 120. 120. Alright, buy the General again. Cargo. I do like the fancy long one though. It's probably going to make the train not move as fast though. Just hold on 1 second. At 170 meters we are bringing in 70 capacity. And we're mediocre. Just remember those numbers because now we're going to check out this train. At 118, we have 98 capacity, but we're at a poor quality of train. And finally, we have this gondola At 117, we're mediocre, and we're at 60 capacity. I think the first one we had 70 capacity, is that right? So we're gonna go with that nice long sleek gondola. 70 capacity, mediocre quality, 45 kilometers per hour. It seems good to me. And the color, I guess we can't really set the color because we've already bought. We can set the color afterwards, not a problem. So we'll set the line to line 1. We'll paint this vehicle gray. And we'll take a look at it. I'm gonna go double check that I actually connected the stop. I did connect the stop. They're already piling up rocks there for me. This is pretty ridiculous. We have this huge 3-platform station. I think I'm gonna downgrade it. It's ridiculous to me. But it was my own fault. It was my fault. Definitely was my fault. Now, I would like a delivery train, but I think it's too soon for that. Let's terraform, shall we? Holy moly, I just realized that these train lines are on different levels. This one's a bit lower than that one, so that's ridiculous as well. It seems like we've been doing a lot of ridiculous things lately, and now we get to check it out, this train. Check it out, this train, ladies and gentlemen. That's the general for you. Its pillar of smoke is as long as the train itself, so that's going to cause quite a bit of emissions. And we'll keep going on with our day here, terraforming this part of the world. Especially, oh wow, look at that hump right there. Maybe we could put a bunch of rocks in between. Would that be scenic? Probably. Or trees. We could do like a nice little tree thing. How about that? That seems to me like a pretty good investment. It's $0 per tree. It beautifies it a bit. Although, right now, it looks a bit natural. We need a bit more trees to make it look completely man-made. There we go. This is for the environment right there. I don't know if trees actually reduce emissions, but it would be good. There we go. So, 70 capacity. We already have 56 waiting at the train stop. It's going pretty slow, this train. Now is the time for me to finally check what the coverage is on this bus stop. It does not at all cover the right area. What would the right area be? I think maybe we need to find a good medium here. This part, well no, the food area is on the left side, sort of west side of New York, and then the east side of New York is all about construction. Alright. We'll keep those trucks a bit distant away so that for the emissions and stuff. Maybe here will be a good stop. Even down here, it seems like maybe we get a majority of those. Well, anyway, at this point, we can just set up this stone to construction plant, and we don't even actually need to deliver the final product. That's not something that's required of me here. Although, take a look at New York. I'm going to turn off these panels. So we've reached profitability on the passenger train line between Boston and New York. We have definitely grown these cities. New York is probably at 400 population, 350. So I overestimated right there. It's receiving 32 goods. I think once we connect those construction materials, it will definitely be very good. Alright, well that would be it for this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it, and until next time, have a good one yourself.